You need to take the Modern Languages Admissions Test, or MLAT, if you are applying for any of the following Oxford courses: European and Middle Eastern Languages, Classics and Modern Languages, English and Modern Languages, History and Modern Languages, Modern Languages, Modern Languages and Linguistics, and Philosophy and Modern Languages. The Modern Languages Admissions Test is an online test delivered on behalf of Oxford University by assessment specialist Pearson VUE. This means you will need to register for and book to take your test at a Pearson Test Centre. You can register and book any time between 15th of August to the 4th of October. When booking your test, you will be able to request access arrangements you are normally eligible for when taking public exams at your school or college. If you know you will need access arrangements, it is important to register as soon as you can, as this involves a few more steps, including submitting supporting documents. You do not have to have submitted your UCAS application before booking your test. If you haven't registered and booked to take your test, pause this video and go now to oxford.useclarus.com. In 2024, all candidates will take their MLAT test on Tuesday, the 22nd of October. Our admissions tests aim to stretch the strongest applicants, so don't worry if you find the test hard. It's supposed to be. The best way to prepare for the MLAT is to explore the practice materials you will find on our website. We know that applicants who practice tend to do better, so we strongly recommend that you familiarise yourself with the test content, structure and format so you can do your best on the day. Now let's take a look at the MLAT online practice test and explore the test platform so you can feel confident on test day. First, read the instructions. You will see that the test consists of 10 sections. Which sections you take depends on the course you are applying for. There are 8 individual sections for each of the following languages: Czech, French, German, Italian, Modern Greek, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish. The other 2 sections are the Language Aptitude Test, LAT, for those applying for Russian on its own or as a beginner and courses with Polish, and the Philosophy Test, for those applying for Philosophy and Modern Languages. Each section is 30 minutes long. Although you will be able to see all 10 parts of the MLAT on the online practice test, on your test day you will only see the sections relevant to you and your course. So which sections you take depends on the course that you are taking. You will not be allowed rough paper in your test, but you will be given lots of wipeable sheets for note-taking and planning. Please note that dictionaries are not allowed. In the top right-hand corner, you can select your preferred colour scheme. You will be able to change this anytime during your test. Once you have read the instructions on the landing page, click on the Next button in the bottom right-hand corner of the test screen. The first 20 questions are multiple choice. You can adjust the width of both sides of the screen by hovering over the blue vertical line running between both and moving the arrows. Always remember to scroll down to the bottom of the page by using your mouse or the scroll feature on the screen to make sure you don't miss any of the extract given as part of the question. In the top right-hand corner, you will see the time you have remaining. Immediately below is the number of the page you're on and the total number of pages. You will also see a flag for review option, which you can later use to navigate back to this question at the end of your test. Don't worry if you don't use this though. You will still be able to review your answer again before submitting your test. In the top left-hand corner, you'll find a highlighter button. Use this to select text in a variety of colours and to remove this function. For questions 21 to 30, you will see the question at the top of the screen and space to write your answer underneath. You can edit your answer using your keyboard or the buttons along the top, with cut, copy, etc. You can also adjust the font size on the screen by zooming in or out. Clicking on Next again will take you to the item review screen. Here you can see the status of your answer. Using the heading at the top of the table, you can select Review All or Incomplete. This will only show if you haven't started your answer yet. If you flagged your answer for review, you will also see this option listed under that heading. Essentially, there are several easy ways to go back to review your answer, and it doesn't matter which one you choose. If you return to the question to review your answer, you will now also see a review screen button in the left-hand corner. You will only see this after navigating through the test and after visiting the review page. Back on the review screen, in the bottom left-hand corner, you will now see a Submit Test button. Once your answer is complete and you are ready to submit your test, click on this to finish. A warning pop-up will appear asking you to confirm whether or not you want to submit your test. If you click Yes, another one will appear to double-check. If you have selected a second section of the test, this will now automatically appear. Otherwise, you will be asked to end exam by clicking on a button in the bottom left of your screen. Doing the online practice test should help you feel confident about taking your test, but there are likely to be a few small differences between this and your actual test. 1. Non-disclosure agreement. After logging on to the test platform, you'll be asked to agree not to share the contents of the test with anyone. If you don't agree to this, you will not be allowed to start your test. 2. Before starting your test, you will be given the option of a quick online tutorial on using the test platform and exploring the various functionality. If you don't want the tutorial, you can skip this and immediately progress to take your test. Whether or not you opt for the tutorial, your test duration will remain the same. Have a go yourself at the MLAT online practice test at ox.ac.uk/MLAT, but please note that you will not be able to submit your practice test for marking. For all information and guidance on Oxford's admissions tests, including tutors' top tips for success in your MLAT, go to ox.ac.uk/tests.